Chakras and Energy Centers, Unlocking the Body's Spiritual Power. Introduction. Understanding the esoteric nature of the energy body. The human body is more than just a physical vessel. It is an intricate network of energy fields, each influencing our emotions, thoughts, and connection to the spiritual world. The chakras, or energy centers, serve as gateways to higher realms of consciousness, representing the bridge between the physical body and the subtle, unseen dimensions of existence. In various mystical traditions, from the ancient wisdom of Hinduism to the profound teachings of Gnosticism and Rosicrucianism, these energy centers have been revered as the key to unlocking the hidden potential within. To truly understand the chakras, one must first recognize the connection between the mind, body, and spirit. These centers are not just metaphysical concepts but are deeply intertwined with our everyday experiences, shaping how we perceive the world around us. They act as conduits for the flow of energy, influencing our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Each chakra vibrates at a specific frequency and governs different aspects of our physical, mental, and spiritual life. When these energy centers are in harmony, we experience a profound sense of balance, well-being, and spiritual alignment. The chakra system, as it is commonly known today, has its roots in ancient Hindu teachings. However, many esoteric traditions across the world, including the Gnostic and Rosicrucian schools, have their own understanding of the body's energy systems. These teachings suggest that the chakras not only regulate physical and emotional health but also serve as spiritual portals that allow the soul to transcend its earthly limitations and access higher states of awareness. The chakras are viewed as essential tools in the process of spiritual transformation, providing a map for the soul's journey from the material world to divine union. Yet, modern interpretations of chakras often miss the profound depth that these energy centers represent in esoteric teachings. In ancient mystical systems, the chakras were seen not merely as points of energy but as living symbols of our potential to awaken and evolve. They are not just centers of healing but also of power, each chakra representing a different level of spiritual initiation. Through deep contemplation, meditation, and disciplined practice, one can awaken these dormant forces within, unlocking higher states of consciousness and aligning with the divine essence. As we explore each chakra in this book, we will dive deeply into the spiritual teachings of various mystical traditions, revealing the deeper, often overlooked meanings behind these energy centers. The chakras, when fully understood and activated, become gateways to spiritual mastery. They are not just tools for balancing energy but are symbolic of the inner alchemy that transforms the soul. Through this journey, we will unlock the mysteries of the chakras, revealing their hidden potential to awaken spiritual power and align us with the eternal forces of the universe. Before we dive into this transformative audiobook, hit like and subscribe if you're ready to learn something truly powerful. Your support helps bring more audiobooks like this to the channel. Thanks for being with us. Chapter 1. The Root Chakra, the Foundation of Power. The journey of spiritual awakening begins at the base, with the root chakra, Muladhara. It is here, at the foundation of the human energy system, that we find the primal forces of survival, stability, and grounding. The root chakra is not merely an energy center concerned with our material needs. It is the anchor that connects us to the earth, to our ancestors, and to the entire physical world. In esoteric teachings, this chakra represents the essence of our incarnation, our right to exist in the material plane, to claim our space, and to embody our physical form with strength and purpose. In ancient mystical traditions, the root chakra is depicted as the gateway to life itself. Its name, Muladhara, meaning root support, speaks to its vital role in establishing a firm foundation. Just as a tree cannot grow and reach for the sky without strong roots, neither can a soul aspire to higher realms of consciousness without a grounded base. In Hermeticism and Rosicrucian teachings, The root chakra is linked to the element of earth, symbolizing not only physical matter but also the grounding force that stabilizes our existence in this world. Without a balanced root chakra, our connection to the higher chakras is unstable, and we may find ourselves feeling disconnected from reality, consumed by fear, or overwhelmed by insecurity. Occult teachings often describe the root chakra as the seat of the Kundalini energy, the primal life force coiled at the base of the spine. This energy lies dormant, awaiting the moment of awakening, when it will rise through the chakras, igniting each one on its way to the crown. The key to activating this powerful energy lies in the ability to overcome the fears and insecurities that block the root chakra. When we live in fear, fear of not having enough, fear of rejection, fear of failure, our root chakra becomes obstructed, and the Kundalini remains dormant. In this way, fear is the first great obstacle on the path of spiritual awakening. In Rosicrucian and Gnostic thought, fear is often described as a distortion of reality, a shadow that clouds our perception of our true power. These traditions teach that fear is a product of the ego, the part of ourselves that believes we are separate from the divine. The root chakra, when balanced and open, allows us to transcend this illusion of separation, anchoring us in the truth that we are part of the earth, part of the cosmos, and part of the infinite flow of life. Gnostic teachings suggest that overcoming fear is not simply an act of bravery, but an act of remembrance, remembering that we are eternal beings, that our soul is indestructible, and that no earthly challenge can truly harm our divine essence. To transcend the limitations of the root chakra, ancient initiates practiced grounding rituals that were designed to fortify their connection to the earth and release the fears that held them back. These rituals often involved the use of sacred symbols, chants, and visualizations that would root them deeply in the material world while simultaneously opening the channel for spiritual growth. The root chakra is where the balance between spirit and matter must be struck. Without this balance, the spiritual seeker is like a tree with shallow roots, easily toppled by the winds of doubt and fear. The Hermetic principle of correspondence teaches us that, as above, so below, meaning that our spiritual evolution must be mirrored by our physical grounding. The root chakra serves as the foundation for this principle, reminding us that we cannot ascend without first mastering the material plane. To truly thrive, we must find harmony between our earthly existence and our spiritual aspirations. This balance is what allows the energy to flow freely through all the chakras, creating a stable foundation upon which spiritual growth can flourish. The root chakra is also deeply connected to our sense of security and stability in the physical world. In modern times, this manifests as concerns about money, shelter, and survival. But on a deeper level, the root chakra governs our tribal consciousness, our connection to family, culture, and the collective human experience. When this chakra is blocked, we may feel disconnected from others, alienated, or as though we do not belong. Ancient esoteric traditions, such as Rosicrucianism, taught that to heal the root chakra, one must not only ground themselves physically but also reconnect with their soul's lineage and purpose. This involves a deep reflection on our place in the cosmos and the realization that we are all part of a greater whole. Healing the root chakra requires a return to simplicity, a return to the understanding that our existence is inherently valuable, that we are enough just as we are, and that we are supported by the earth and the universe at all times. In Gnostic thought, this process of healing is often described as a return to the pleroma, the fullness of being, where all things are complete, whole, and interconnected. By reconnecting with the energy of the root chakra, we remember that we are not separate from the world around us. We are part of a vast, interconnected web of life that stretches from the smallest grain of sand to the furthest star. As we journey through the chakra system, it is vital to remember that the root chakra is our foundation. Without a solid connection to the earth, without the confidence that we belong here, the higher spiritual centers cannot flourish. The process of spiritual awakening is one of integration, integrating the physical with the spiritual, the material with the divine. And it is through the root chakra that this integration begins. Grounded in the earth, we are free to rise toward the heavens. Thus, the root chakra becomes not just a symbol of survival but a reminder of our divine right to exist, to thrive, and to embody our spiritual potential in this world. By embracing the energy of the root chakra, we unlock the door to the vast power within us, setting the stage for the journey through the higher chakras. In the words of the ancient sages, to know the earth is to know the heavens, and to master the body is to master the soul. Chapter 2. The Sacral Chakra, the Gateway to Creativity and Emotion. The sacral chakra, known as Svadhisthana, is the seat of our creative and emotional power. Nestled just below the navel, this chakra governs our capacity to experience pleasure, express emotions, and channel the raw force of life into acts of creation. In the ancient mystical traditions, the sacral chakra is often likened to the element of water, a symbol of fluidity, change, and adaptability. Water, like creative energy, has the ability to flow, to nourish, and to transform. It can take any shape, yet its essence remains the same. It is in this realm that we discover the deeper mysteries of human emotion and creative expression, both of which are sacred tools for spiritual transformation. Esoterically, the sacral chakra is the wellspring of prana, the life force that animates all living things. In many occult traditions, this chakra is considered the gateway through which the soul expresses its deepest desires and emotional truths. The Gnostics believed that emotion and creativity were not to be feared or suppressed but rather understood as divine impulses that, when purified, could lead to spiritual transcendence. In Rosicrucian teachings, the sacral chakra is associated with the alchemical process of transformation, where raw, primal instincts are refined into higher expressions of spiritual power. At the core of the sacral chakra's energy is the concept of desire, the force that drives creation itself. In Hermetic philosophy, desire is seen as the magnetic pull of the soul toward expression, fulfillment, and union with the divine. This desire manifests in many forms: the desire for love, the desire for connection, the desire to create. However, it is not the desire itself that is problematic but rather the way in which we engage with it. When we repress or deny our desires, they become distorted, manifesting as addictions, unhealthy attachments, or emotional turbulence. The sacral chakra, when balanced, allows us to flow with our desires in a harmonious way, expressing them without attachment, while maintaining emotional clarity and creative focus. Emotions, too, flow from the sacral chakra like rivers through the landscape of the soul. In esoteric traditions, emotions are seen as energies in motion, meant to be experienced, understood, and ultimately transformed. The Gnostics spoke of emotions as the voices of the soul, urging us to look deeper into the hidden layers of our being. These emotions are not random or chaotic. They are reflections of our internal states, guiding us toward greater self-awareness. When we suppress or deny our emotions, we create blockages in the sacral chakra, and this leads to stagnation, both emotionally and creatively. By acknowledging and embracing our emotions, we allow the energy of the sacral chakra to flow freely, leading to healing and transformation. Creativity is the natural expression of the sacral chakra, and in the mystical traditions, creativity is considered a divine act. To create is to participate in the unfolding of the universe, to bring forth something from the unseen into the material world. Whether through art, music, writing, or any other form of expression, creativity is the soul's way of manifesting its deepest truths. In occult teachings, the creative process is likened to the alchemical transformation of base metals into gold. Just as the alchemist refines and purifies raw materials, so too do we refine our creative impulses, transforming them into higher forms of expression that serve our spiritual evolution. However, the energy of the sacral chakra is not only about the act of creation, it is also about the experience of pleasure. In Gnostic and Rosicrucian teachings, pleasure is seen as a natural and sacred part of existence, a reflection of the divine joy that permeates the cosmos. The problem arises when we become overly attached to pleasure or when we seek it in ways that are out of alignment with our higher selves. True pleasure, according to the ancient sages, is not found in fleeting moments of gratification but in the deep, abiding joy that comes from living in harmony with our soul's purpose. The sacral chakra, when balanced, allows us to experience this higher form of pleasure, pleasure that is rooted in the flow of life, in the joy of creation, and in the pure experience of being. The sacral chakra is also intimately connected to our relationships with others, particularly in the realm of emotional and sexual expression. In many mystical traditions, sexual energy is considered a powerful force for spiritual awakening. Tantric teachings, for example, view sexual energy as a form of divine energy that, when channeled properly, can lead to higher states of consciousness. Similarly, in Rosicrucian practices, the energy of the sacral chakra is used not only for physical union but also for the alchemical process of spiritual union, the merging of opposites to create a state of oneness with the divine. But like all forms of energy, sexual energy must be understood and mastered. When it is misused or repressed, it can lead to feelings of guilt, shame, or emotional imbalance. The Hermetic principle of polarity reminds us that everything is dual, everything has poles, and it is through the balance of these polarities, desire and discipline, pleasure and restraint, that we find true mastery over the sacral chakra. By embracing our desires and emotions without being controlled by them, we achieve a state of equilibrium that allows us to move freely through the world, creating and expressing without attachment or fear. The impact of our emotions and creativity is felt not only in our own lives but in the lives of those around us. When the energy of the sacral chakra is flowing harmoniously, we radiate a sense of openness, joy, and creative vitality. We become like the river, flowing effortlessly through life, nourishing those we encounter along the way. Our emotions, when balanced, become a source of wisdom and guidance, helping us to navigate the complexities of life with grace and clarity. However, when the sacral chakra is blocked, we may experience emotional instability, creative stagnation, or a sense of disconnection from our true desires. We may feel stuck in patterns of emotional reactivity, unable to express ourselves fully or authentically. In these moments, it is essential to return to the wisdom of the sacral chakra, to reconnect with the flow of life, to honor our emotions, and to allow our creative energy to be expressed freely. Reflect on this. How often do you suppress your emotions or creative impulses out of fear or doubt? What would it feel like to fully embrace the flow of your emotions, to channel your creative energy without judgment or restraint? In the stillness of these questions, we find the doorway to deeper healing and transformation, where the sacral chakra becomes the gateway to a more profound and authentic expression of the self. The sacral chakra, when activated and aligned, opens the door to our deepest potential. It is the wellspring from which all creative and emotional expression flows, and when we learn to master this energy, we unlock the power to create not only in the physical world but in the spiritual realms as well. Through the wisdom of the sacral chakra, we learn that creativity is not merely an act, it is a state of being, a way of moving through the world with fluidity, grace, and divine purpose. Chapter 3. The Solar Plexus Chakra, Center of Personal Power. The solar plexus chakra, known as Manipura, is the radiant center of personal power, will, and self-determination. Located just above the navel, this chakra governs the fire within, the fire of transformation, action, and personal sovereignty. In esoteric traditions, Manipura is considered the source of one's inner strength, the place where identity and individuality are forged. It is through the mastery of this energy center that we cultivate the will to assert ourselves, shape our lives, and take decisive action in alignment with our spiritual path. In the realm of Hermeticism and Gnosticism, Manipura is often likened to a furnace where raw energy is transmuted into spiritual power. The alchemists spoke of this inner fire as the divine flame that, when stoked, can transform base elements of human nature, such as fear, doubt, and inertia, into the gold of spiritual mastery. This energy is essential not only for physical vitality but also for the development of personal will. The solar plexus chakra empowers us to rise above limitations, both internal and external, to manifest our highest potential. It is where we learn to assert our divine will and take control of our destiny. However, the solar plexus chakra does not simply represent brute force or dominance. In its higher expression, Manipura embodies the harmonious balance of inner strength and humility, power and wisdom. It is the seat of discernment, where the ego's desires are tempered by a deep understanding of our spiritual nature. The Gnostics believed that true mastery of the solar plexus involved overcoming the ego's impulses to dominate or control others, instead redirecting that energy towards self-mastery and alignment with the divine will. Through this lens, personal power is not about control over others but about control over oneself, about mastering the forces of desire, action, and intention to serve the greater good. The fire of Manipura also represents transformation. Just as fire can consume and destroy, it can also purify and illuminate. In the alchemical traditions, this chakra is seen as a crucible where the soul undergoes refinement. The challenges we face in life, whether external obstacles or internal fears, become the fuel for our personal growth. As we learn to navigate these challenges, we transmute the energies of resistance into the energies of transformation. We emerge from the crucible of Manipura stronger, clearer, and more aligned with our true purpose. This is the power of the solar plexus chakra, the ability to face adversity, to rise from the ashes of limitation, and to reclaim one's inherent strength. But power is not always easy to wield, and the imbalance of this chakra can lead to significant challenges. When Manipura is blocked or underactive, we may experience feelings of powerlessness, low self-esteem, and a lack of direction. We may hesitate to take action, fearing failure or judgment. On the other hand, when this chakra is overactive, it can manifest as arrogance, control issues, or an overinflated sense of self-importance. The key to balancing the solar plexus chakra lies in cultivating a sense of personal power that is rooted not in the ego but in spiritual truth. This requires us to embrace both our strengths and vulnerabilities, knowing that true power comes from self-awareness and alignment with higher principles. It is through this chakra that we begin to understand the profound connection between willpower and spiritual mastery. The Rosicrucians taught that the solar plexus is the gateway to personal sovereignty, where one's inner fire fuels the quest for self-realization. In this context, personal power is not about domination or control but about taking full responsibility for one's life and choices. When we are aligned with the energy of Manipura, we feel confident, purposeful, and empowered to act in alignment with our higher self. We are able to take decisive action, to stand in our truth, and to manifest our intentions with clarity and conviction. The energy of Manipura directly influences our thoughts, emotions, and actions. When this chakra is open and balanced, we experience a sense of clarity, purpose, and self-confidence. We trust in our ability to navigate life's challenges, and we are not easily swayed by external circumstances. We feel a deep sense of autonomy and personal responsibility, knowing that we have the power to shape our reality through our choices and actions. This inner strength radiates outward, affecting not only our personal lives but also our interactions with others. When we stand in our power, we inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of empowerment and transformation. As we reflect on the solar plexus chakra, it is essential to ask ourselves, how do I wield my personal power? Am I allowing fear or self-doubt to block the flow of my inner fire, or am I using that fire to fuel my personal growth and spiritual evolution? By contemplating these questions, we begin to unlock the deeper wisdom of Manipura, opening ourselves to the possibility of true self-mastery. The path to mastering the solar plexus chakra is not always an easy one. It requires us to face our fears, to confront the limitations we have placed on ourselves, and to step into the fullness of our power. But the rewards of this journey are profound. As we cultivate our inner strength, we become more aligned with our true purpose. We learn to act with confidence and clarity, trusting in our ability to navigate the complexities of life. We become the masters of our own destiny, empowered to create a life that is in alignment with our highest values and aspirations. And as we continue to deepen our understanding of the solar plexus chakra, we are reminded that true power comes not from external validation or control over others, but from the inner alignment with our spiritual truth. It is this alignment that allows us to harness the fire of Manipura, transforming it into a force for personal and spiritual transformation. In doing so, we unlock the true potential of this chakra, allowing us to live with purpose, passion, and inner strength. Chapter 4. The Heart Chakra, the Spiritual Center of Unity. The Heart Chakra, known as Anahata in Sanskrit, represents the center of love, compassion, and emotional balance. Positioned at the midpoint between the lower, more physical chakras and the higher, spiritual ones, it acts as a bridge between the material and the divine. Anahata is where the energies of the body meet the energies of the spirit, allowing for a harmonious union between our physical experiences and our higher consciousness. In many esoteric traditions, the heart chakra is seen as the portal through which the divine enters the human experience, making it the seat of unconditional love and the key to transcending duality. In Gnostic and Rosicrucian teachings, the heart chakra is revered as the gateway to divine unity. The Gnostics believed that the journey toward enlightenment could not be completed without opening the heart to the divine spark that resides within every soul. It is through the heart that we experience the interconnectedness of all things, dissolving the illusions of separation that the ego creates. This chakra teaches us that love is not merely an emotion but a state of being, a reflection of the divine nature that flows through all existence. When the heart is open and balanced, we are able to give and receive love freely, without attachment or expectation, embodying the essence of divine compassion. But the journey of the heart is not without challenges. Just as the other chakras can become blocked or imbalanced, so too can the heart chakra. Emotional pain, grief, and fear of vulnerability can close the heart, creating barriers to both love and spiritual growth. In esoteric traditions, this is seen as a critical hurdle on the path to enlightenment. The Rosicrucians taught that one must confront the wounds of the heart with courage, transforming pain into wisdom and fear into compassion. To open the heart chakra is to embrace vulnerability, to allow ourselves to feel deeply, and to trust in the healing power of love, even when love requires us to face the most difficult aspects of ourselves. The heart chakra also holds the key to overcoming duality, a concept central to many mystical traditions. In the physical world, we experience life through the lens of opposites, light and dark, love and fear, self and other. But at the level of the heart chakra, these dualities begin to dissolve. The energy of Anahata unites the polarities, allowing us to perceive the interconnectedness of all things. In Gnosticism, this is reflected in the idea that the material world is an illusion, and that true knowledge, gnosis, comes from recognizing the divine unity that underlies all of creation. Through the heart chakra, we begin to see beyond the illusion of separateness, realizing that we are all expressions of the same divine source. Esoterically, the heart chakra is not only the center of love but also the center of divine wisdom. In many mystical traditions, it is understood that the heart, not the mind, is the true seat of wisdom. This is because the heart connects us to the intuitive knowledge that flows from the soul, a wisdom that transcends intellectual understanding. The Rosicrucians often emphasized that spiritual knowledge must be felt as much as it is known, and that the heart is the vessel through which this divine wisdom is received. When we align with the energy of the heart chakra, we gain access to this higher wisdom, which guides us in our spiritual journey and helps us navigate the complexities of life with grace and compassion. The balance of the heart chakra is essential not only for our personal well-being but also for the collective consciousness. When we live from an open and compassionate heart, we contribute to the healing of the world around us. The energy of Anahata radiates outward, touching the lives of others and creating a ripple effect of love and unity. In many esoteric teachings, this is seen as part of the greater spiritual mission, healing ourselves to heal the world. The heart chakra, when fully activated, allows us to embody the principles of unconditional love, forgiveness, and compassion, not just for ourselves but for all beings. As we contemplate the role of the heart chakra in our lives, we are invited to reflect on the ways in which we have allowed love to flow, or where we may have blocked its natural current. Are there places within us that hold on to past pain, closing off the heart to new possibilities of love? Are we able to extend compassion to ourselves and others, even when it feels difficult or uncomfortable? These questions are at the heart of the journey toward healing Anahata, as we learn to move beyond fear and embrace the transformative power of love. When the heart chakra is fully open, life begins to transform. We become more attuned to the beauty of the world around us, recognizing the divine presence in all things. Relationships deepen, not only because we are able to give and receive love more freely, but because we are no longer dependent on others to validate our worth. We find joy in simply being, knowing that love is not something to be sought externally but something that flows naturally from within. This state of heart-centered living allows us to experience the world with a sense of peace and unity, no longer bound by the constraints of the ego's desire for separation or control. Ultimately, the heart chakra teaches us that love is the most powerful force in the universe. It is through love that we heal, that we grow, and that we transcend the limitations of the physical world. In this way, Anahata serves as the key to spiritual awakening, guiding us toward a deeper connection with ourselves, with others, and with the divine. The journey of the heart is one of courage, vulnerability, and surrender, but it is also one of profound transformation, leading us to the realization that we are, at our core, beings of pure love. Chapter 5. The Throat Chakra, the Power of Manifestation. The throat chakra, or Vishuddha in Sanskrit, is the center of communication, truth, and expression. It is through this chakra that the power of the spoken word is brought into reality, where thought takes form, and where intention is given life through sound. Positioned at the throat, this chakra acts as the gateway between the heart and the mind, between feeling and knowing, and between what is internal and what is externalized. In esoteric traditions, the throat chakra is often seen as the vessel through which divine will is manifested in the material world, making it a critical center for spiritual power. In the mystical teachings of many esoteric schools, the power of sound and vibration is fundamental to creation. The ancient Hermetic principle of the word, logos, speaks to the creative force that is initiated through speech, linking it directly to the throat chakra. Words, like vibrations, ripple out into the universe, shaping and molding the energies that surround us. To speak is to invoke this ancient creative power, and the words we use, whether consciously or unconsciously, carry the potential to create or destroy, to heal or harm. The Rosicrucians, Gnostics, and Hermeticists all understood that words are not merely communication tools but potent forces that can alter reality when aligned with intention and truth. The esoteric significance of the throat chakra is found not only in the spoken word but also in the unspoken vibrations that resonate from it. This chakra governs not just verbal expression but also authenticity, the truth we carry within and how we share that truth with the world. In Gnosticism and many mystical teachings, the ability to express one's inner truth is considered a path to spiritual liberation. When we align the throat chakra with the wisdom of the heart and the insight of the mind, we express not just personal desires but the will of the higher self, the divine essence that resides within each of us. Vishuddha, meaning pure, reminds us that pure expression is not merely saying what we want but allowing divine truth to flow through us. However, like the other chakras, Vishuddha can become blocked or imbalanced. When this happens, we may find ourselves unable to express our thoughts or feelings clearly. We may fear speaking up, suppress our truth, or distort our communication to fit societal expectations. This imbalance creates a dissonance within the throat chakra, cutting off the flow of authentic expression and leading to a sense of frustration, repression, or even physical ailments like throat pain or voice problems. The esoteric traditions teach that such blockages are often the result of unspoken fears: fear of judgment, fear of being misunderstood, or fear of revealing our true selves. These fears must be faced and transmuted if we are to unlock the full power of Vishuddha. The healing of the throat chakra requires a return to truth. This means not only being honest in our words but also speaking from a place of authenticity and alignment with our higher purpose. It requires us to ask, are we speaking from the ego, or are we allowing the higher self to guide our words? In the ancient esoteric teachings, speaking truth was seen as a divine act, a way of aligning oneself with the cosmic order. In Rosicrucian and Gnostic rituals, the spoken word was used to invoke higher energies, to call forth healing, protection, or manifestation. These traditions teach that when the throat chakra is clear and balanced, our words have the power to shape reality in profound ways. The throat chakra also governs our ability to listen, not just to others but to the deeper truths within ourselves. In many mystical traditions, silence is considered just as powerful as speech. The Gnostics taught that silence is where the soul encounters the divine, where we listen not with the ears but with the heart and the spirit. Through silence, we learn to hear the unspoken truths that reside in the depths of our being. The Rosicrucians believed that mastery of both speech and silence was key to spiritual advancement. To know when to speak and when to remain silent is a form of wisdom that balances the throat chakra, allowing us to communicate with both integrity and compassion. When the throat chakra is activated, our communication becomes clear, direct, and powerful. We speak with conviction, not because we wish to dominate or control, but because we are aligned with a deeper truth that demands expression. This truth is not personal in the sense of egoic desires but universal, a reflection of the divine order that flows through all things. As esoteric teachings suggest, to speak truth is to act in harmony with the universe. The vibrations we send out through speech reverberate in the world around us, creating harmony or discord depending on the alignment of our words with the higher self. As we contemplate the power of Vishuddha, we are invited to reflect on the ways we use our voice. Do we speak with integrity? Do we allow fear or doubt to silence us when we should speak our truth? Are our words aligned with the wisdom of our heart and the insight of our mind, or do they serve only to perpetuate egoic desires? The throat chakra challenges us to become conscious creators of our reality through the power of expression, reminding us that every word carries with it the potential to create or destroy. Ultimately, The throat chakra is a gateway to manifestation. Through the alignment of thought, feeling, and expression, we bring our inner realities into the outer world. When we speak from a place of authenticity and truth, we activate the creative power that lies within Vishuddha, allowing us to shape our reality in alignment with the highest good. As we master the art of conscious expression, we become co-creators with the divine, using the power of the word to bring forth the world we wish to see. Chapter 6. The Third Eye Chakra, the Gateway to Inner Vision. The third eye chakra, also known as ajna, is the seat of intuition, higher perception, and inner wisdom. In esoteric traditions, it is considered the gateway to realms beyond the physical, a portal through which one accesses spiritual insight and transcendent knowledge. Positioned between the eyebrows, ajna is said to be the point where the conscious and unconscious meet, allowing us to see beyond ordinary sight and tap into the deeper currents of reality. When this chakra is activated and balanced, we gain clarity of thought, heightened awareness, and the ability to perceive the world through the lens of universal truth. The third eye is often described as the inner eye, or eye of wisdom, in mystical teachings, particularly within Gnostic and Hermetic traditions. For the Gnostics, the opening of the third eye symbolized the revelation of divine knowledge, the direct experience of gnosis, or knowing. In this sense, the third eye is not merely a center of intuition. It is the organ through which we see the world as it truly is, free from the illusions of the ego and the material world. It is here that the soul learns to discern truth from falsehood, reality from illusion, and light from shadow. The Rosicrucians, too, placed great emphasis on ajna as the source of spiritual vision, teaching that through meditation and contemplation, one could cultivate the ability to perceive the invisible forces that shape the physical world. One of the primary functions of the third eye is to provide inner vision, an ability to see beyond the limitations of the physical senses. When we speak of intuition, we are referring to this inner sight, the ability to understand without the need for logical reasoning. This is the language of the soul, a form of knowing that transcends intellectual thought. In Hermetic and esoteric traditions, the development of the third eye is essential for anyone seeking to navigate the hidden dimensions of existence. The awakened third eye allows the practitioner to perceive a reality that is layered with meaning and symbolism, where nothing is random and everything is interconnected. However, like the other chakras, ajna can become blocked or imbalanced. When this happens, our ability to access inner guidance becomes clouded. We may struggle with indecision, confusion, or an over-reliance on the rational mind, cutting ourselves off from the deeper currents of intuition. The Rosicrucians taught that an imbalanced third eye chakra often leads to spiritual blindness, where one is unable to see beyond the surface of things and remains trapped in material concerns. In contrast, an overactive third eye may result in overwhelming psychic visions or detachment from the physical world, creating a sense of alienation. Balance, as always, is key to fully accessing the power of this chakra. In esoteric traditions, there are numerous practices designed to awaken and activate the third eye chakra. Meditation, visualization, and breathwork are commonly used to stimulate ajna, helping to clear blockages and open the channels of inner vision. Many mystics recommend focusing on the space between the eyebrows during meditation, using the breath to direct energy into this center. In the Hermetic tradition, symbols such as the eye or the triangle are often used to represent this chakra, reinforcing the idea that inner sight is the key to unlocking higher wisdom. By consciously directing our awareness to this center, we begin to see with the inner eye, cultivating the ability to perceive the subtle energies and deeper truths that lie beneath the surface of reality. The activation of the third eye is not an end in itself but a means to greater spiritual awakening. Once we begin to see through the illusions of the material world, we are called to use this vision in service of a higher purpose. In the Gnostic tradition, The opening of the third eye is considered a vital step in the process of spiritual ascent, allowing the soul to move beyond the confines of earthly existence and return to its divine origin. This chakra, therefore, is not just about personal insight. It is about aligning oneself with the greater currents of the cosmos, understanding the interconnectedness of all things, and using this knowledge to live in harmony with the divine will. As we deepen our understanding of the third eye chakra, we are encouraged to reflect on our own inner vision. Are we seeing the world through the lens of truth, or are we clouded by the illusions of the ego? Are we able to trust our intuition, or do we rely solely on the logical mind to make decisions? The third eye invites us to cultivate a deeper relationship with our inner knowing, to trust the wisdom that comes from within, and to use this insight as a guide on our spiritual journey. Through the awakening of Ajna, we become seers, those who can perceive the world as it truly is. We are no longer bound by the limitations of the five senses but are instead able to access the infinite possibilities of the universe. This does not mean that we reject the material world. Rather, we learn to see the divine reflected in all things, understanding that the physical and spiritual realms are two sides of the same coin. As the ancient Hermetic axiom states, as above, so below, as within, so without. The third eye is the key to this understanding, allowing us to perceive the unity of existence and the divine order that governs all life. Ultimately, the third eye chakra is a reminder that true vision comes from within. It is not enough to see with the physical eyes, we must learn to see with the eye of the soul. When we cultivate inner vision, we align ourselves with the higher truths of the universe, opening ourselves to the wisdom that transcends time and space. Through the power of the third eye, we become attuned to the subtle energies that shape our reality, gaining access to the deeper mysteries of existence and the infinite potential that lies within. Chapter 7. The Crown Chakra, Accessing Higher Realms of Consciousness. The Crown Chakra, known as Sahasrara, represents the culmination of the spiritual journey, the final ascent to the divine realms of consciousness. Located at the top of the head, Sahasrara is often depicted as a 1,000-petaled lotus, symbolizing the infinite expansion of spiritual awareness. In many esoteric traditions, the crown chakra is understood as the gateway to unity with the divine, where the individual self merges with the universal consciousness, dissolving the boundaries of the ego and opening the soul to the vast, unbounded expanse of the cosmos. Within the mystical frameworks of Rosicrucianism, Gnosticism, and other occult teachings, the crown chakra is not merely an energy center, it is the seat of divine union, the point where the physical and spiritual worlds meet. It is said that once this chakra is fully opened, the practitioner experiences an ultimate sense of oneness with the universe. Gnostics speak of this union as the return to the pleroma, the realm of pure light and divine knowledge, where the soul finally transcends the limitations of material existence. The Rosicrucians, too, taught that the opening of Sahasrara marked the final stage of spiritual initiation, where the initiate becomes fully integrated with the divine will. The crown chakra transcends the earthly concerns of survival, desire, will, and even love. It represents the purest form of consciousness, free from the attachments of the lower chakras and liberated from the pull of the physical realm. In many spiritual traditions, this chakra is considered the seat of enlightenment, where one experiences a profound sense of spiritual clarity and direct connection to the divine source. It is through this chakra that divine energy flows into the body, nourishing the entire energetic system and aligning it with higher states of being. The sensation of Sahasrara opening is often described as a flow of light or energy descending through the crown, filling the practitioner with a sense of peace, stillness, and connection to something far greater than the individual self. In Gnostic and Hermetic traditions, the opening of the crown chakra is closely linked to the dissolution of the ego. As long as the ego remains in control, the soul remains bound to the lower realms of existence, trapped in cycles of desire, fear, and attachment. But as the crown chakra begins to awaken, the ego's grip loosens, allowing the practitioner to experience the vastness of their true nature. This is not a process of annihilation, but of expansion, where the individual self expands to include all things, embracing the interconnectedness of the universe. It is here, in the realm of Sahasrara, that one realizes the truth of the Hermetic axiom: the all is mind, the universe is mental. The journey to open the crown chakra is not an easy one, for it requires the practitioner to let go of the illusion of separation. It requires surrender, surrendering the need to control, the need to understand, and the need to cling to the known. In many esoteric traditions, this process is described as the death of the self, a symbolic death that clears the way for rebirth into higher consciousness. Gnostic teachings refer to this as the second birth, where the soul is reborn into the divine light, no longer constrained by the limitations of the material world. In this sense, the opening of Sahasrara is not just the final step in the chakra system. It is the ultimate return to the source, where the soul remembers its divine origin. One of the profound realizations that come with the awakening of the crown chakra is the understanding of unity. The Rosicrucians taught that true enlightenment could only be achieved when the initiate understood that all of creation is one. This is not an intellectual understanding, but a lived experience, a direct knowing that every being, every object, every particle of existence is interconnected and part of a greater whole. The boundaries that once defined the self begin to dissolve, and the practitioner experiences a deep sense of connection with all of life. This is the essence of divine union, the realization that the individual is not separate from the universe but an integral part of the divine unfolding. When the crown chakra is fully opened, the experience of everyday life changes profoundly. One moves through the world with a sense of peace, clarity, and purpose. The mundane becomes infused with the sacred, as the practitioner sees the divine in all things. The challenges and difficulties of life no longer carry the same weight, for the practitioner understands that they are part of a greater cosmic dance. The mind becomes still, free from the constant chatter of thought, and the heart opens to a deeper sense of compassion and love for all beings. This is the true gift of Sahasrara, the ability to live in the world while remaining connected to the divine. As we reflect on the crown chakra and its role in our spiritual journey, we are called to ask ourselves, are we ready to surrender to the divine flow? Are we willing to let go of the ego's need for control and embrace the vastness of our true nature? The opening of Sahasrara is not something that can be forced or rushed. It requires patience, devotion, and trust in the process of spiritual unfolding. Yet, as we continue to work with the lower chakras and align our energy with higher consciousness, the opening of the crown chakra becomes inevitable, a natural culmination of the soul's journey toward enlightenment. Ultimately, the crown chakra teaches us that true power lies not in control, but in surrender. It is only when we let go of the need to define ourselves, to protect ourselves, and to separate ourselves from the world that we can experience the true freedom of divine union. The path to Sahasrara is the path of letting go of fear, letting go of attachment, letting go of the illusion of separation. And in this letting go, we find ourselves reunited with the divine, whole and complete, as we have always been. Chapter 8. Lesser-known energy centers in esoteric traditions. While the 7 main chakras are widely recognized and discussed in modern spiritual practices, the deeper layers of esoteric wisdom reveal other hidden energy centers within the body. These lesser-known centers are keys to unlocking higher realms of spiritual power and wisdom. They have been recognized by advanced occult traditions, including the Rosicrucians, Hermetics, and certain Gnostic schools. These centers are subtle, often more elusive than the primary chakras, but they play an essential role in the ascension of consciousness and the mastery of one's spiritual path. One such energy center is the Earth Star Chakra, which lies below the feet, deeply rooted in the Earth's energy field. It is said to connect the individual to the foundational energies of the planet, grounding the soul into the physical world while allowing access to the ancestral and elemental realms. The Earth Star Chakra is not commonly acknowledged in most chakra teachings, but in esoteric traditions, it is understood to be vital for anchoring higher spiritual energies into the body. Without a strong connection to this chakra, individuals can feel disconnected, ungrounded, or overly lost in spiritual pursuits, forgetting the importance of embodiment. The Rosicrucians and other mystical orders saw this center as a gateway to the hidden wisdom of the earth itself. Through grounding into the Earth Star Chakra, practitioners could access the secrets of the planet, the silent wisdom encoded in the very stones and roots. This energy center also acts as a safeguard, allowing the individual to stay balanced while navigating higher planes of consciousness. By rooting their spiritual energy into the earth, they ensure that the ascent into higher realms remains stable, grounded, and sustainable. This prevents the practitioner from losing touch with reality while exploring mystical experiences. On the opposite end of the spectrum lies the Soul Star Chakra, an energy center positioned above the crown. This chakra is said to be the seat of the higher self, the repository of divine wisdom accumulated over many lifetimes. Esoteric teachings describe the Soul Star Chakra as the gateway to spiritual ascension, a connection to the eternal self that transcends the cycles of birth and death. When activated, the Soul Star Chakra allows the practitioner to access their soul's higher purpose and align their earthly life with divine will. In Gnostic and Hermetic traditions, the Soul Star Chakra is sometimes referred to as the star of divine knowledge, a point through which the light of the cosmos enters the individual's being. It is through this center that one receives guidance from higher realms, and it is where the soul's blueprint, its purpose for incarnation, is encoded. Working with the Soul Star Chakra allows the practitioner to dissolve the boundaries of the limited self and tap into the vast, timeless knowledge of the soul. The opening of this chakra can trigger profound spiritual awakenings, allowing the individual to see beyond the illusion of the physical world and into the higher planes of existence. The Heartseed Chakra is another lesser-known center that holds great significance in esoteric teachings. It is said to be located within the physical heart, and in many traditions, it is regarded as the true spiritual heart, where the essence of the soul resides. The Heartseed Chakra is the center of deep spiritual truth, where the soul's purest intentions are stored. This center connects not only to the individual's emotional world but also to the collective consciousness of all beings. Mystics who have worked with the Heartseed Chakra have described it as a direct line to the divine heart of the universe, the beating pulse that connects all creation. In Rosicrucian mysticism, the Heartseed Chakra is considered the gateway to divine love, a space where the individual can dissolve the layers of ego and separation to experience unconditional love, both for themselves and for the entire universe. Working with this energy center is said to open the practitioner to the deepest levels of compassion and spiritual service, as it is through the heart that we are most closely aligned with the divine will. The Rosicrucians taught that once the Heartseed Chakra is fully activated, the individual's entire being resonates with the frequency of divine love, allowing them to become a channel of healing and light for others. There are also energy centers within the hands and feet that are often overlooked in modern spiritual practices. These centers play a crucial role in the flow of prana, or life force energy, through the body. The hand chakras, located in the palms, are particularly important for healers, as they allow the practitioner to direct energy outward for healing purposes. Many esoteric healing traditions, including Reiki and certain Hermetic practices, teach the activation of the hand chakras as a way to channel divine energy for the purpose of healing others or balancing one's own energy field. Similarly, the foot chakras help in grounding spiritual energy into the earth. These centers are essential for those who work with the Earth Star Chakra, as they allow for the flow of energy between the earth and the body. The foot chakras also help with grounding after spiritual work, ensuring that the practitioner remains balanced and connected to the physical plane. Without grounding through the foot chakras, individuals can experience feelings of instability or disconnection after deep spiritual experiences, losing their sense of presence in the material world. These lesser-known energy centers offer a deeper layer of mastery for those who seek to understand the full scope of the human energy system. While the 7 primary chakras are essential for balancing and aligning the body's energy, working with these subtle centers offers new avenues for spiritual growth, healing, and transformation. Advanced practitioners who explore these energy centers often find that they are able to navigate higher realms of consciousness with greater ease while remaining grounded in their daily lives. The esoteric significance of these hidden centers cannot be overstated. They are keys to unlocking deeper levels of spiritual awareness and personal power. As you begin to work with these lesser-known centers, you may find that your energy system becomes more refined, expansive, and integrated. The spiritual path is one of continuous discovery, and these energy centers offer new horizons for those who are ready to explore the depths of their own being. Chapter 9. The Spiritual Practice of Chakra Alignment. Chakra alignment is more than a simple act of balancing energy centers. It is a spiritual practice that connects the individual to the greater cosmic forces. In the ancient mystical traditions, such as those of the Rosicrucians and Gnostics, chakra alignment was considered a sacred ritual, a method of aligning the microcosm of the human body with the macrocosm of the universe. The practice was seen as essential for achieving spiritual mastery, ensuring that one's energy flows harmoniously between the physical and spiritual planes. In the mystical view, each chakra serves as a gateway for both spiritual input and energetic output. When these gates are misaligned or blocked, the flow of divine energy becomes restricted, leading to physical, emotional, and spiritual imbalances. Conversely, when the chakras are in alignment, they act as open channels for the cosmic energy that sustains and nourishes all life. The individual becomes not only a receiver but a conduit of divine energy, harmonizing their personal energy field with the rhythms of the universe. To align the chakras is to engage in a sacred dance with the universe. Just as the planets revolve in their orbits, governed by cosmic laws, so too do our energy centers follow natural patterns of movement and flow. When these patterns are obstructed, we experience discord. But when we bring them into alignment, we become synchronized with the natural order of creation. This is why the ancient mystics emphasized the importance of maintaining a regular spiritual practice to ensure that the chakras remain balanced and attuned to the higher frequencies of the cosmos. The Hermetic principle of correspondence, which states, as above, so below, perfectly encapsulates the essence of chakra alignment. This principle teaches that by harmonizing our inner world, we create harmony in our outer world. The balance of the chakras reflects the balance of the cosmos. The act of aligning these energy centers is not just about personal well-being. It is about aligning oneself with the greater currents of universal energy. In doing so, one not only achieves personal balance but also participates in the cosmic order, becoming a living expression of divine harmony. Esoteric practices for chakra alignment often involve visualization, meditation, and focused intention. Many mystical traditions, such as those of the Rosicrucians, incorporate the use of sacred symbols and geometry to facilitate alignment. These symbols, such as the flower of life or the Merkaba, are more than mere representations. They are energetic tools that resonate with the fundamental patterns of creation. When visualized during meditation, these symbols help to realign the individual's energy centers, restoring balance and harmony to the energy field. In some traditions, color and sound are also used as tools for chakra alignment. Each chakra is associated with a specific color and vibrational frequency, and by focusing on these colors or sounds during meditation, one can bring the corresponding chakra into alignment. For example, the Root Chakra is associated with the color red and the note C, while the Crown Chakra resonates with the color violet and the note B. By using these frequencies, either through visualization or by listening to corresponding sounds, one can gently guide the chakras back into their natural state of harmony. The Gnostic tradition often emphasizes the alignment of the chakras as a path to gnosis, or spiritual knowledge. For the Gnostics, the chakras are seen as portals through which divine knowledge flows. When the chakras are blocked or misaligned, this flow of knowledge is obstructed, preventing the individual from accessing their higher self and the wisdom of the cosmos. Aligning the chakras, then, becomes not only a means of personal healing but also a pathway to divine revelation. At the heart of chakra alignment is the understanding that balance is the key to spiritual mastery. The ancient mystics taught that true mastery does not come from extremes, but from maintaining a state of equilibrium. Just as the chakras must be balanced to allow for the smooth flow of energy, so too must the individual maintain balance in all areas of life. This includes the balance between the spiritual and the material, the mind and the heart, action and stillness. When one achieves balance, the chakras naturally align, and the individual becomes a vessel for divine energy. In the esoteric traditions, it is often said that the body is the temple of the spirit. Chakra alignment is the process of purifying and sanctifying this temple, ensuring that the divine presence can dwell within it. The chakras, like the different chambers of a sacred temple, must be kept in harmony with one another for the spirit to fully express itself. When the energy centers are aligned, the body becomes a sacred space where the spirit can thrive, and the individual is empowered to live in accordance with their highest purpose. The Rosicrucians teach that chakra alignment is not a one-time event but a continuous practice. Just as we must regularly cleanse and maintain the physical body, so too must we tend to the energy body. Through daily spiritual practices such as meditation, breathwork, and visualization, we can ensure that our chakras remain aligned and our energy flows freely. In this way, we create a life of balance, harmony, and spiritual fulfillment. The benefits of chakra alignment extend far beyond physical well-being. When the chakras are aligned, the individual experiences a deep sense of inner peace and clarity. Their intuition becomes sharper, and they are more attuned to the subtle energies of the universe. Decisions are made with greater confidence, and there is a sense of flow in all areas of life. The individual feels connected to both their higher self and the world around them, and they are able to navigate life's challenges with grace and ease. In the grand tapestry of the universe, chakra alignment allows us to tune our own instrument, to resonate with the symphony of creation. It is an ongoing journey of self-awareness, self-care, and spiritual growth. Each time we bring our chakras into alignment, we take a step closer to realizing our true potential, to becoming the fullest expression of the divine that we are meant to be. Chapter 10. Chakra Initiation, the Path to Spiritual Mastery. The journey through the chakras is much more than a process of personal healing. It is an initiation into the deeper mysteries of spiritual mastery. To work with these energy centers is to engage in a profound spiritual evolution, where the practitioner transforms from being grounded in the material world to becoming a conduit of divine energy. Each chakra represents a step along this path, mirroring the stages of initiation that have been recognized in esoteric traditions throughout history. As one ascends through these stages, from the root to the crown, the chakras become gateways to higher consciousness, offering a map for spiritual ascent. In mystical traditions such as Rosicrucianism and Gnosticism, initiation is understood as a series of inner awakenings, where the seeker moves through various levels of awareness. This journey mirrors the process of unlocking and activating the chakras. Just as an initiate in a secret order must pass through different rites of passage, the spiritual seeker must unlock the potential within each chakra to progress to the next level. Each chakra becomes a portal, not only to greater understanding of oneself but also to deeper connection with the divine. The root chakra, as the first gateway, represents the initiate's entry into the material world. This chakra is associated with survival, grounding, and the primal forces of life. It is the foundation upon which all other spiritual work is built. The initiate must first establish a solid connection to the physical world, mastering the energies of survival and stability, before moving forward. In this sense, the journey through the chakras reflects the initiate's own spiritual journey, from grounding in the earth to ascending into the heavens. As the initiate moves upwards, each chakra presents new challenges and new opportunities for growth. The sacral chakra introduces the seeker to the realm of creativity, emotion, and desire. Here, the initiate learns to master their passions, transforming lower impulses into higher creative energies. The solar plexus chakra challenges the initiate to confront their personal power and will, demanding that they take responsibility for their own spiritual journey. At each stage, the initiate must learn to master not only the external energies of the world but also the internal energies within themselves. The heart chakra, as the center of the chakra system, represents the first major threshold in this initiation process. It is here that the initiate must transcend the limitations of the lower chakras and step into a greater understanding of divine love and compassion. The heart chakra is the bridge between the physical and the spiritual, between the self and the universe. In many mystical traditions, the initiate's journey does not truly begin until they have opened their heart to the divine. It is through this chakra that the seeker learns the true meaning of unity and connection, not only with other beings but with the divine source itself. The journey through the chakras culminates in the activation of the crown chakra, where the initiate experiences a direct connection to the divine. This chakra represents the final initiation, where the seeker transcends the limitations of the material world and realizes their true spiritual nature. The activation of the crown chakra is often described as the experience of enlightenment or spiritual liberation, where the individual merges with the universal consciousness. In this state, the initiate no longer sees themselves as separate from the divine but as an integral part of the cosmic whole. The path of initiation through the chakras is not linear, it is cyclical. Just as the initiate in an esoteric order must return again and again to deepen their understanding, so too must the spiritual seeker revisit each chakra as they progress. This is the nature of spiritual growth. Each new level of understanding opens the door to even deeper insights. The chakras, when fully activated, do not simply remain static. They continue to evolve and transform as the individual ascends to higher levels of spiritual mastery. One of the most powerful lessons of this chakra initiation process is the realization that spiritual mastery is not about control, but about alignment. To master the chakras is to bring them into perfect alignment with the divine flow of energy. It is not about forcing the chakras open but allowing them to unfold naturally as the individual becomes more attuned to the universal energy that flows through all things. This is the key to true mastery, the understanding that the chakras are not separate from the cosmos but are expressions of the same divine energy that governs the stars and the planets. As the initiate progresses through the chakras, they become increasingly aware of the interconnectedness of all life. This realization is central to the esoteric understanding of initiation. The chakras are not isolated points of energy, they are part of a larger, cosmic system. When the individual aligns their chakras, they are aligning themselves with the greater forces of the universe. This is the essence of spiritual mastery, becoming a harmonious part of the universal symphony, where one's energy flows in perfect harmony with the energy of the cosmos. In the final stages of this initiation, the seeker realizes that the journey through the chakras is not an end in itself, but a doorway to even greater mysteries. The chakras, once fully activated and aligned, become the foundation for exploring even higher realms of spiritual understanding. Just as the initiate in a mystery school moves through successive degrees of initiation, the spiritual seeker moves through the chakras, each one revealing new levels of insight and wisdom. And with each new insight, the seeker is drawn closer to the ultimate realization of their divine nature. This journey through the chakras, this initiation into the mysteries of spiritual mastery, is an ongoing process. It is a path that leads ever upward, ever deeper into the mysteries of existence. But it is also a path that begins within, with the realization that the chakras are not merely points of energy within the body but portals to the divine. Through this sacred journey, the seeker learns that the power of the chakras is not something to be attained, but something to be remembered, an ancient, eternal truth that has always been within. As we near the conclusion, if you've been enjoying the audiobook, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Drop a comment below and share your biggest takeaway. Conclusion: the inner alchemy of the chakras. As we conclude this journey through the chakras, it becomes clear that these energy centers represent much more than simple points of spiritual focus. They are, in truth, gateways to the profound mysteries of the self, the cosmos, and the divine. Each chakra, like a hidden key, unlocks layers of reality, revealing the interconnectedness of body, mind, and spirit. They are the roadmap to self-mastery, to the alignment with universal energies, and to the realization of our own divine potential. The chakras, in the esoteric traditions we have explored, whether in Rosicrucianism, Gnosticism, or Hermetic teachings, are not just abstract concepts. They are living, breathing aspects of our being that influence every facet of our existence, from our physical health to our emotional well-being, from our mental clarity to our spiritual awareness. Through the careful alignment and activation of these centers, we unlock the latent powers within us and open ourselves to the higher vibrations of the universe. The Root Chakra, as our foundation, teaches us the necessity of grounding, of embracing the material world as a sacred space from which spiritual growth can flourish. The Sacral Chakra reminds us that creative energy, sexual energy, and emotional expression are forces that, when mastered, transform our lives and open pathways to higher realms. The Solar Plexus Chakra, with its fiery power, instructs us in the ways of personal will and sovereignty, guiding us to recognize the importance of self-mastery as the first step toward spiritual mastery. The Heart Chakra, the seat of divine love, shows us that the path of ascension is not a solitary one. Through love, compassion, and empathy, we bridge the gap between the physical and spiritual, the individual and the collective. The Throat Chakra teaches us the creative power of the spoken word, reminding us that sound, vibration, and truth are the tools with which we manifest our reality. The Third Eye Chakra guides us to see beyond the physical realm, unveiling the deeper truths that lie hidden beneath the veil of illusion. And the Crown Chakra, the final portal, ushers us into the divine, where we experience oneness with the universe and the dissolution of the ego. But the chakras are not isolated forces. They form a dynamic and interwoven system where each energy center influences the others. When one chakra is blocked, it affects the whole. When one is activated, it elevates the entire system. The process of aligning and activating the chakras, therefore, is one of inner alchemy, a transformation of our very essence. Like the ancient alchemists who sought to transmute lead into gold, we too are engaged in a spiritual alchemy, turning the dense, lower energies of fear, doubt, and insecurity into the higher energies of love, wisdom, and enlightenment. This path of chakra alignment and initiation is not a journey with a definitive end, but a continuous process of refinement, expansion, and awakening. Just as the universe is in a state of constant flux and evolution, so too are we. The chakras serve as our compass on this endless journey, guiding us through the cycles of growth, transformation, and transcendence. With each activation, we peel back another layer of our being, revealing more of our true, divine nature. The esoteric traditions teach us that the chakras are not only for personal evolution but are the gateways to understanding the macrocosmic forces of the universe. As we align our inner energy centers, we align ourselves with the greater cosmic forces that govern the stars, planets, and galaxies. In this way, the chakras are not just tools for personal mastery but for universal mastery. They are the microcosm within us that reflects the divine order of the cosmos, and through their mastery, we learn to live in harmony with the universal flow. As we move forward, it is essential to remember that the power of the chakras does not lie solely in mystical practices or esoteric teachings, but in how we apply this wisdom in our everyday lives. It is in how we respond to challenges, how we show up in relationships, how we express our creativity, and how we remain centered in love and compassion. The chakras are living aspects of ourselves, and their activation is most effective when grounded in the practical, lived experience of being human. To walk the path of the chakras is to embrace both the spiritual and the material, the higher and the lower, the individual and the collective. It is to recognize that we are both finite and infinite, physical beings on a spiritual journey, and spiritual beings experiencing the physical world. This realization is the essence of spiritual mastery, the knowing that we are complete as we are, yet ever unfolding into something greater. As we conclude this exploration of the chakras, let it serve as a reminder that the journey is ongoing. Each moment is an opportunity to align more deeply with the divine within, to activate the dormant energies of the chakras, and to live in greater harmony with the universe. The chakras are always there, waiting to guide us, waiting to be awakened. And as we continue to walk this path, we do so with the knowledge that we are never separate from the divine power that flows through us. May this understanding serve as both a foundation and an inspiration for your continued spiritual journey. The chakras are the sacred gateways, the portals to the divine, and through them, we find not only our own power but the power of the universe itself. In this realization, we transcend the limitations of the material world and step into the infinite, where we become the creators of our reality, the masters of our destiny, and the living embodiment of the divine.